Synchronised College Megan Cream Uni. I have identified a performer in the Synchronised Swimming event of the technical duet. She has a nice dive when she enters the pool. She has the right technique as she closes her legs together and puts her arms together as she jumps into the water with minimal splash. Her head first boosts are very good as she does a big breaststroke kick, which she uses the technique of her legs going round, ensuring that she pushes the most water downwards so she can get maximum height upwards so her hips are out the water. Also she uses her hands, where her fingers are closed together and she pushes her arms downwards. She can get as high as she can. She then uses good artistic arms in the air so that she can get good artistic marks. She has very good splits when she's in the water. She does a feet first boost with her legs, and when her splits go down, she ensures that she's as high as she can when her splits are down. Her legs are straight and very at nearly 180 degrees, which is a very good split. She also has pointed toes on it. For the fitness components, flexibility is a big bonus because she also can arch her back very far, meaning that she can get her legs up higher. Also muscle strength. As she is sculling for a lot of the performance, when she's underwater and upside down, she has to keep up the muscle strength, so she's got to use her arm sculling. She's got very good arm muscles, and so when she's sculling outwards, she's got to go far, and she's got to push herself up with just her hands. She's got good height, and she seems to maintain it through the performance. She's also got good agility, as she's able to move her legs very quickly and move her arms very quickly in time with the music. Also, with the muscle strength, her legs is a big bonus because she's never touching the floor, so her legs are always moving something. Has always got to keep her as high as she can possibly get. So her legs are moving around in rotations when she's an egg beater, with one leg going then the other, flex feet and kicking very fast so she can ensure maximum height. She's also then doing arm movements to the music to get good artistic marks again. She's also in time with the partner for a lot of the routine when she's doing the arms. For the strengths that are tactics, she's got good dat work, which she'd prepared for beforehand, and she's do it in time with the music. She also has good arms, where she's chosen to do them very artistically, which link back to the music, and she does this very well. For the weaknesses, the spins is a very big one, because when she's spinning down, she seems to overpike a little bit, so when she's spinning she seems to fall off it to the side. So when she spins down, her head might be out of line, and then if she's looking downwards, her body falls off it and she can't get the amount of spins in that she's got to, so she's not in time with the partner or the music. So she needs to push her hips forwards, her head back, and make sure she's not arching her back when she's spinning down. She also needs to ensure that her hand is facing the bottom of the pool and the other hand is facing the way that she wants to spin, so she spins around as fast as she can at the same height, keeping her height so she can get as many in as she can. On a double arm egg beater, she does twirls, but she seems to lose her height when she's doing the twirls. Her egg beater is good, but when she starts doing the twirls with the double arm, so both her arms are in the air, she can't quite get round and she struggles with it. So she needs to work on her egg beater when she's turning with her arms up in the air, so she needs to get better strength when she turns to get round. Also, this is because she loses a lot of height, she needs to get her arms up higher and kick a lot faster with her legs when she's turning so she can get round. Another weakness that's a skill is her feet first boosts. She needs to make sure that her palms are facing the bottom of the floor at all times. So when she pushes herself up, she needs to keep her hands close to her body, so she's disturbing the least amount of water as possible. Start as close as she can to her feet and make sure her body's in close to her legs, so that when she rolls out quickly and puts her head out last, she can push herself up with her hands and keeps going as high as she can, so she can get as high as she can out of the water, fast as she can sculling. Then do whatever she needs to do, so she does a spin at the end. She spins too early, so she spins upwards instead of getting maximum height and then spinning downwards. For a fitness component, her stamina is a major weakness, as throughout the routine, her figures seem to get lower and lower. She starts her figures quite high, so she's about above knee. Then by the end of the routine, she's slowly getting lower and lower. So she needs to work on a fitness of her muscular strength to make sure that she can get as high as she can at the end of the routine, as well as at the start. Core stability is also a major weakness, as unlike twists and twirls, she seems to be arching her back or not staying very straight, where she needs very good core, stay in vertical position. If she's not got a good core, then she falls off her vertical and she can't do anything. She can't do spins, she can't do twists, she can't stay vertical. Her speed travelling across the pool is also quite slow. She needs to try and get a little bit faster, so when she's egg beating, she needs to point a leg a little bit further to the left or the right, depending on which way she's moving, so she can move a little bit faster, as well as keeping her other leg moving nice and fast in the rotation to make sure that she can get as fast as she can but still maintaining the height. She also needs to, when she's underneath the water, if she wants to move, she could tilt her hands downwards and scull nice and fast, and then she can move in her figure, making sure that she stays in time with the partner. This is also a tactic in the pool coverage. They need to make sure that they go and visit the judges in the routine to ensure the judges can see them as fast as they can. Major weaknesses are her twists. This is a skill. The teaching points for her are she needs to be perfectly straight from head to toe, making sure that head's in line, looking the way that she will be upside down, so if it's that way she'll be looking to the wall. Make sure that head's perfectly in line, everything in her body is perfectly straight, and her hands are facing to the bottom of the pool. If her hands are facing too far downwards, then she'll move and she wants to stay on the spot for a twist. Or if they're facing too far upwards, she'll move the other way. This will also knock her off the vertical and she won't be able to twist. Her body, she needs to make sure that her body isn't to one side either, because otherwise she'll fall off, and her head is in line to make sure she doesn't fall off. Her elbows are tucked into her side so she can ensure maximum height, and sculling nice and fast, and it's kept throughout so she doesn't bob up and down. She also needs to turn around the spot, just on the spot, not around it. So she needs to make sure she turns with the shoulder back, not like all the way around it. So I've decided to make an action plan that will be once a week for the first 2 weeks and then twice a week for the next 4 weeks. This will be a 30-minute session each time, but at the start of the action plan I'm going to do a test so that at the end I can compare it to see how if it's made a difference, and hopefully it will show that she's gained a lot of height. So I will film her twist and put it on the computer and show her against a very good twist that will be like a very good performer. I will then mark her on her height, if she's straight, if she stays on the spot, or if she's bobbing, and I will mark it out of 10. I will do this at the start of the action plan. For the action plan, for week 1 I'll first start the test, and then I will do at ankle levels, dangling without sculling, just to work on the core stability. I'll do 3 bent knees, 3 cranes, 3 verticals and 3 knights. And then I'll make sure that she's straight on every single thing, making sure her head is in line and the core is very straight and tight, so that she doesn't fall off her twists when she goes up to her full height. This is in the first week. For the second week, I will do a set, the same set again, with big bottles, so she'll be at height, nice straight arms to keep her up high with holding on to the bottles, which will keep her afloat. She's then going to practice each of them positions again, 3 times each, to help her get stability when she's at height, making sure that she doesn't fall off it. If she falls off it, then it means that something's out of line and she can't stay straight. And if she can't stay straight, she'll fall off a twist and won't be able to do it. She'll then do a set, so she'll do 3 bent knees, 3 cranes, 3 verticals and 3 knights with small water bottles under her arms. This will make sure that she's tucking her arms into her sides tucking her elbows in and making sure that her elbows stay in throughout her sculling. If the water bottles flow upwards, this means that she's moving her elbows away from the side, and she needs to push her elbows in and keep her hands facing to the bottom of the pool so she's not moving. For week 3 again, on the second time she'll be training that week, which she will do a set at height. She will do the same set times 2 at height with the sculling so she can show progression. She'll be sculling very fast, hands facing towards the bottom. If she moves and bobs up and down, she needs to scull faster and make sure that hands pointing to the bottom of the floor and make sure her whole body is nice and straight like we've been practicing. For week 4, we're going to start with the twist. So we're going to start on land and we're going to get a Dynaband, which is the elastic thing. We're going to hold the Dynaband in our hands and we're going to practice sculling and we're going to turn round. This will help her build up water resistance on her arms so she can scull round easier on the water. I'm also going to put weights on her hands so that when she's sculling, she'll build up resistance and make sure that her arms don't fall downwards because of the water. So she needs to keep her arms nice and straight and tight and into her side to make sure that she can maintain maximum height. On the same week, on the second training session, she'll be lying down on the water and she'll just rotate on the spot, so she can turn without using any part of her arms, just lying there, nice and straight, slowly turning around. This will ensure that she's not moving around the spot when she's rotating, moving around the spot, just staying on the spot when she's rotating instead of moving around it. For week 5, we're going to do the turning, but we're going to do it at ankles to make sure that she's used to turning, but she's not thinking about the height yet, so she can concentrate on just turning nice and slowly, maintaining the same speed as she's going round, and practicing all the positions again. 3 bent knees, 3 cranes, 3 verticals and 3 knights, times that by 2 for the session, and this will help her get stability when she goes up to her right height. For the second training session of week 5, it'll be turning at height, doing her actual twists at height. So she does the whole set, so 3 bent knees, 3 cranes, 3 verticals, 3 knights at height, and practice a twist. She's going to do that set times 2 and she's going to practice the twists on each of them, making sure that she keeps her elbows tucked in, hands facing downwards. She's then on week 6 for her first one going to practice turning with weights, so she can work on her arm strength to make sure she can get as high as she possibly can. When she takes the weights off, she'll be a lot higher because she'll be a lot used to lifting a lot more weight out of the water. She's going to do the same set again, but times it by 2, and make sure that she can get as high as she possibly can, but without falling off it. Finally, she will do the second training session of week 6, turning with an object either side of her, turning around the spot, making sure that she's not moving when she does turn. At the very end of this action plan, she'll do the retest to show that she will have gained height, won't be bobbing anymore because she will practice getting her arms going nice and fast and making sure her elbows are into her side, and will be nice and straight and on the spot, not moving around it. Synchronised swimming has many health benefits. There is mental health benefits, which includes stress relief because you're focusing on doing something that's fun and not just on your everyday usual life, which could be stressful, so it's a way to get away from it all. It also reduces anxiety and improves confidence, as when you're performing, you can perform in front of crowds and practice everything, so you can improve your confidence when you're out of the water. For social benefits, it includes making lots of friends when you're participating at competitions, displays, or just at training. You can talk to them when you're on the side or anything like that. Also improves communication skills, as you've got to talk to your teammates a lot, and it includes a lot of teamwork, and you've got to talk about what you need to do. You can make up routines. It improves your artistic overall everything. and teamwork, because you've got to make sure that you're in time with your team, you've got to learn how to work as a team to make sure you can get everything very good. For your physical health benefits, this is things like increasing the stroke volume of the heart, because you're doing so much exercise that your heart doesn't need to pump as fast, because it will increase the stroke volume, so it'll pump more around the body each time. It'll also, because you're holding your breath for so long, it'll increase the tidal volume of the lungs, so you can breathe in more every time you breathe in. Also helps you lose weight and lower your blood pressure. Finally, it'll help you improve your flexibility when you're in the water and out the water, because you'll be able to do a lot more things as you're practicing stretching and doing everything a lot more in your usual everyday life, so it'll help you in your usual everyday life. Finally, there's provision. So when you first start as a synchronised swimmer, you might find out about it off other people or like leaflets or anything. In normal swimming lessons, they might have a few like synchronised swimming little things that they teach you, and then might give you a leaflet at the end so you can go on to that as you grow up. There is also taster sessions at most clubs. There is one at Stockport Metro where you can do taster sessions for you get 2 free taster sessions, so you can try it and see if you like it or not. And if you do like it, then you can keep on going to the recreational side. On the recreational side, you then can get picked to go from for your club level. At your club level, you'll be working on skill levels. So depending on your age, there'll be a different skill level for each of you to be competitive or to just be recreational. There's different levels, so there'll be like Cheshire. Within Cheshire for a competition, you'll need like a lower skill level to do it. So you can perform as like a team, figures, or solo, or duet in the competition. When you do that, depending on what skill level you've got, there's lots of skill level assessments during the year at lots of different places that you can go and get your skills, which will allow you to participate in a lot higher levels. But if you don't have your skill level, you can also compete pretty much every competition, but you'll have to go as recreational, which is more for the fun of it. Then once you've got your skill level, you can go to higher competitions. So there's 5 skills. For 12 and unders, it'll be like skill 1 or skill 2 to get to their competitive age group, so they can go and swim competitively. When they go to a higher competition, so it'll be like the North Regions competition, they can compete in it and get noticed and get like build confidence. You can then move on to like being picked for a North Development Squad or a North West Development Squad, which will mean you'll be a lot higher training and a lot more training more competitively. You'll then move on to things like nationals, British nationals, so you can compete as recreational or as competitive, depending on if you've got your skill level or not. And if you do competitive, you'll be doing figures, and in your figures, this will get you noticed by the people that you want to get noticed by if you want to do well in synchronised swimming, you want to go to a higher level than that. Then once you're at that higher level, you can be picked for like the England Talent Squad. From this England Talent Squad, they'll develop like the GB squad, so they'll be looking at the England Talent Squad as they're growing up, and they'll be having training sessions that'll be like highly intense. So as they're growing up, they'll be able to assess them and see what level they're at. So when they get to the appropriate age, they can consider them going on to the GB team. And then the GB team will be competing all over the world at the Olympics and at major international competitions.